Bienvenidos, aloha, welcome into TarTV. Alex Crawford, Howard Kroom with you here live from Davidson Field, the site of tonight's opening round Division 6 CIF Southern Section playoff matchup between your Newport Harbor Sailors and the visiting Sunny Hills Lancers. Newport finished 3-7 on the season, 4th in the Sunset League. The Lancers come in at 7-3, 2nd in the Freeway League, Howard, and this is a game for Newport to really show how strong the Sunset League is, going up against a team with the inverse record, a team that finished 2nd in their league.
Absolutely. If you're a 3-7 team and you can go up and knock off a 7-3 team, it means you've had a tough schedule. You're still a good football team despite taking a couple of losses this year. So it's a huge opportunity for the Sailors and a huge opportunity for the Sunset League in general.
To note for Newport Harbor tonight, a couple key injuries, namely Peyton Irving, running back, who earlier this year against Huntington Beach had 270 all-purpose yards, 3 touchdowns. He is out tonight with a concussion, and I believe both the Chenier brothers, at least Andrew, is out tonight as well. So the Sailors going to be missing a few of their key contributors. That being said, we expect this Newport team, with the depth and the level of competition they face in the Sunset League, to be up for the challenge against a team coming from the weaker Freeway League.
Absolutely. They're coming from a weaker league, but they've had a lot of success this season, so I'm sure Sunny Hills is coming in with a lot of confidence.
Sunny Hills to kick off to start the game. High up in the fog, it's fielded. On the run at the 10-yard line, Josiah Lamarque bringing it out and running full steam ahead across the 50-yard line. This is the start the Sailors needed. All the way to the house. Touchdown, Newport Harbor.
And we know Josiah Lamarque has home run hitting speed. That's how you start off a playoff game. You got the whole sideline jumping up and down. And give your offense 7 points, give your defense a little cushion. That's a heck of a way to start the game.
I didn't have time to blink. I didn't have time to get my glasses on. Usually I like to take a sip of my coffee, get settled in here in the friendly confines of Davidson. And 12 seconds in, Newport strikes first, strikes fast, strikes hard. 6-0 over the Sunny Hills Lancers. Extra point by John Richardson. Noe Avalos to hold, up and good. And the crowd still filing in from wherever the pregame was tonight. I hope it was at Original Pizza. That's tonight's touchdown sponsor. Check out Original Pizza, located at the Newport Beach Golf Course on Irvine Avenue, owned by Newport Harbor football alumni. Great place to watch the game, grab a slice. Original Pizza sponsoring all our touchdowns tonight. And we've already got 12 seconds in.
Yeah, that's huge right there for Josiah Lamarque, because what that does is it allows everybody to loosen up a little bit. Yeah, it's a playoff game, and this game right here could make our whole season, but we're starting off with 7 points. We're starting off feeling great about ourselves. So that special teams play is going to inspire this defense, and it's a defense from the Sailors that has been very active in the second half of the season, smothering other teams' run games. 11 hats to the football, and I think they're going to be a little bit more fired up with that touchdown.
Okay, wow, barely into the pregame show, and Newport goes up 7-0. Now John Richardson set to kick off. Going to be fielded one step inside the end zone. That'll be a touchback. We'll get our first look at this Sunny Hills offense, Howard, that runs an old school 3 yards in a cloud of dust wing T. They like to run the ball 70% of the time, and they want to eat up a lot of clock.
Yeah, they've got a lot of weapons. They hand the ball to receivers. They hand the ball to H-backs, running backs. The quarterback will keep it himself. So we'll see a little bit of everything from these guys. So we're looking forward to seeing what this Harbor defense can do. Like we said, they're a run-stuffing defense. This is a run-heavy team from Sunny Hills. And as we see, only one receiver wide. We'll see a lot of shifts before the play.
Here we go. First play from Sunny Hills is, as expected, a handoff. TJ Vipei takes the carry for 6 yards on first down. Tonight, Howard, huge test for the Sailors' run defense. And we talk about the Sailors' defense. They've actually been a strong point for this 3-7 team throughout the season. And that comes despite them giving up 94 points over a 2-game span earlier this year to Jay Sarah and Edison. The problem for the Sailors this year has been the offense. Let's see if the defense can stay true to form. 2nd down and 3 for the Lancers. Handoff up the middle to Vipei again. He gets a first down, needed 3, and he got 4.
Well, on first down, instead of 3 yards in a cloud of dust, they got about 7. When you're a team that wants to keep it on the ground, you're really looking to have first down success. That's a huge part of what Sunny Hills is going to rely on tonight. It'll be big for the Sailors to get in the backfield and stuff some of those first down runs.
First down and 10, Sunny Hills. 2 straight runs to the senior tailback, TJ Vipei. They hand off again. No, Max Sparrow keeps it himself, pulls it out. The senior quarterback, one of the team captains, comes around the edge. And he picks up 5 yards for the Lancers.
And there you go again, first down success. The Lancers love to see 2nd and 5, 2nd and 4. But it doesn't matter. It's not like they're going to go deep on 2nd and short. They're going to do exactly what we know, run right at you. Question is, who's going to get the ball?
As a team this season, Sunny Hills, 419 carries, 2,500 yards, 30 touchdowns. They average over 250 yards per game on the ground. You won't see a lot of teams like that. They hand off again, and this time, Johnny Checks gets in the backfield and checks the ball carrier as soon as he gets to the line of scrimmage. 3rd down and short upcoming for the team from Fullerton.
Well, great physical hit by Johnny Checks. We've already seen multiple people get the ball from different looks. That was a long developing play, trying to find a receiver to hand it to.
You know, the crowd here at Davidson a little bit light tonight. I almost feel like someone forgot to tell the student section there was a playoff game.
Well, I'm shocked to see that because the student section has showed out the last few weeks, but not tonight.
They pass for the first time this game, and it's incomplete. Garrett Emerson in coverage. Incomplete in the flat intended for senior tight end Ethan Johnson. And the punting unit going to jog on for Sunny Hills. Josiah Lamarque back to return. He touched the ball once this game, and he took it 90 yards to the house.
Well, you see why Sunny Hills doesn't pass the ball. No reason why they didn't connect on that 3rd down. Just bad execution by the offense, a way to be there by the defense.
Lamarque stands on the 30. Punt is a nice one, high spiraling kick. Going to bounce at the 30 and go out of bounds. First down and 10, Sailors upcoming. We'll get our first look at the Newport Harbor offense, quarterbacked by senior A.J. Gutron Moore. He took over earlier this season. Led the Sailors to 2 quick wins against Fountain Valley and Huntington Beach, and then fell in the last 2 games. So as a starter this year, 2-2 is Gutron Moore. That's got to be cool for him. Started the year as the 3rd stringer, now getting a start under the Friday Night Lights in the postseason.
Well, I know he's going to want to get this big win under his belt to really solidify his senior year. This would make the Sailors season if they can get a playoff win.
Hayden Farley, the tailback. Quick pass out to the sideline, caught by Cashton Henjum. The Sailors working quickly tonight. There's a pep in the step we haven't seen much this season, Howard.
And Henjum got a good block from somebody. It was I think it was Duke Starnes. Grayson Simon was out there putting a body on a Lancers defender, and we love to see that first down success by the Sailors.
Starnes missed a couple of games this season with an ankle injury. Good to see him back out there, another senior for the Sailors. Gutron Moore, 2nd down and 2. Hands it off to Farley. Patient run, picks his way forward, and now Hayden Farley is darting down the sideline. Longest run of his career. He's into the end zone for 6. Oh, that's coming back. Laundry in the backfield. Hayden Farley, I'm so sorry. That had to feel so good for the senior. Best run of his career in the playoffs, and it's coming back because of a hold.
Absolutely deflating for Hayden Farley, but I'm not surprised to see him do that. We know he's a very capable runner. We've liked him all season when he's gotten in behind Peyton Irving. So I'm sure we'll see a lot more of Hayden Farley tonight running the ball. But what jumps out to me is it feels like the Sailors are just more athletic and more skilled than the Lancers. These big plays, guys running away from defenders, it just suggests that this is a real athletic team compared to Sunny Hills.
After the holding penalty, it is 2nd down and 7 for Newport Harbor. 2 receivers on either side for the senior QB, A.J. Gutron Moore. He passes out to the Lancers sideline, gets into the hands of Boogie Lamarque, and he picks up the first down.
Was that Josiah or Cash? I think it was Cash
that
caught that ball.
You're right. You're right, Howard. That 8 and the 6, they've been confusing me since the COVID season, but Cash always has the pink gloves.
Well,
so that's 2 catches for Cash. He came into tonight's game tied for 10th all-time single-season receptions. Depending on how many he gets tonight, he can move up to as high as 4th or 5th.
Well, I want to see more of that. Quick passes to Cash.
Hand off to Farley. And Farley finds a lot of open space, picks up 9 yards before he's touched.
And that open space is a credit to the offensive line. And doesn't it just feel like the Sailors are running free right now?
I was about to echo exactly what you said. Sailors feel bigger, faster, more athletic. It feels like they're getting pushed like we haven't seen since they played Marina or Fountain Valley. No disrespect to Lancer Nation, but the Sailors are working at will right now.
It just feels so comfortable. A 2nd and 1. We haven't seen a lot of those this season, so it feels good from a Sailors perspective.
On 2nd and 1, pass out far side, caught by Henjum. First down, Sailors, and that's 3 grabs already in this game.
Give me that all night.
Bringing Cash up to 60 on the season.
Give me that all night. It's too easy. If they're going to have a guy off of Cash, you're going to make them respect you on that hitch route. Then if they start trying to press him, we already know what's going to happen. Over the top for a fade into the end zone. The defenders cannot be right if they play him one-on-one.
First down, Sailors. 7:30 to play in this first quarter. Hand off to Farley. A patient run up over right guard. Picks up 3 for the senior running back, Peyton Farley, replacing the main back from the season, Peyton Irving, out tonight with a concussion. He could end up missing the rest of the season, depending on how far the Sailors go. Yeah,
I'm going to push back on that because we feel like we're going to see Peyton Irving again, if not next week in the quarters and 2 weeks in the semifinals.
That's how Sailor Nation's feeling as well. A lot of confidence in the building tonight. 2nd down and long. They get it on the screen to Josiah Lamarque. He's tripped up at the 35.
And Josiah thought he had a crease. He was getting a little antsy. He wanted to run before he caught the ball. He was waiting on it because he knows if he just had one more step of freedom, he could have took that thing to the house. And that's just how we're feeling overall as an offense. Just feeling like you're in control. If it's 2nd and 8, don't worry. We've got a play to answer to get us out of this situation. And that's a good feeling for the Sailors right now.
Howard, it feels like we're finally seeing the Sailors' offense fully realized, at least halfway through this first quarter. 1st down and 10. Outside run to Farley. Trying to get the edge. Gets a block from Grayson Simon and picks up 3 or 4 yards. And a late flag comes in from the back judge.
Well, I do want to taper some of our excitement in the sense that we've seen the Sailors get off to a hot start early. I think it was at Trabuco Hills.
13-0.
13-0 in the first quarter. Now, that was off of a couple of turnovers, and the Sailors got short fields, but nonetheless, it felt like the offense was moving, and the Sailors didn't score another point. So it's looking good right now. Feels like there's a good game plan. Guys are confident. You just got to be consistent, continue to execute.
Well, to your point, Howard, I should temper my excitement as the penalty goes against the Sailors, backs them up to the 41-yard line of Sunny Hills. I do have to temper my excitement because if you recall last time we were here at Davidson Field 2 weeks ago, Sailors were down 2 at halftime to Corona Del Mar. They lost 35-12, never scored another point. They were up 13-0 on Trabuco Hills, lost 23-13, never scored another point. So I will bite my tongue for now.
And we got to watch out for the self-inflicted errors. That's 2 penalties now on this first drive alone.
1st down and 23 receivers at the bottom of your screen. Guttron Moore designed quarterback run. He gets to the edge, picks up a huge chunk of yardage. That is the best run of A.J. Guttron Moore's senior season. We don't see him run often, and that was nice.
That's a piece of his game that he has not broken out really much at all this season yet. We know A.J. Guttron Moore is an athletic kid. We know he's got an ability to run. But like you said, we really haven't seen it. But bam, Sailors go from way behind the sticks on 1st down now to a 2nd and 5, and it just goes to that comfort level they have right now.
2nd and 5. 3 receivers at the bottom of your screen. Lamarque, Starnes, and Zamora. Swing pass to Hayden Farley. Gets behind some blocks from those receivers, and he spun around at the 20. 1st down, Sailors.
Good blocking by Zamora. Good blocking by Starnes. They set that up perfectly. Good job calling the offense right now by these Sailor coaches. They know exactly what to dial up to find success.
Sailors in the red zone for the first time today. They scored their lone touchdown, the lone touchdown of the game, on a 90-yard kickoff return to open the game by the always electric, always dynamic sophomore Josiah Lamarque.
I'm glad to see him get a special teams touchdown this year because I feel like he deserves it as talented as he is in that phase of the game.
Starnes comes in motion on first down. Gutron Moore steps up in the pocket, pass over the middle, tipped incomplete. It was tipped over the middle by inside linebacker Brian Echevarria. Falls harmlessly to the turf. Second down upcoming for the Sailors.
And Gutron Moore wanted to get the ball to the outside receiver, Josiah Lamarque. But I hope we go back to that play because Zach Zamora was over the middle looking pretty open, big body in there, and we liked what we saw 2 weeks ago when Gutron Moore was finding Zach Zamora against, is that Corona Del Mar? Yeah, CDM 2 weeks ago.
That was his best game of his career, really. Zach Zamora, the senior, 12 catches, 132 yards, and a touchdown on the season, and one absolutely decleating block against Hercules Winrath in the game against Fountain Valley.
Definitely a good football player, and here we go. A 2nd and 10 penalty, not good. It's just a 5-yarder. Sailors got to dig themselves out of a little hole now.
You talked about it, self-inflicted wounds. They've been an issue for the Sailors all season, and they can rear their ugly head at any time. 2nd down and 15. 2 receivers split either side for the senior, A.J. Gutron Moore. Pass, looking deep in the end zone. Touchdown, Sailors. Cash, money in the breadbasket, and Newport goes up double digits. 4:54 to play in the first.
Well, this is why Newport Harbor is a 3 seed in their playoff division. They're a really good team, relatively speaking. And even though Sunny Hills is 7 and 3, you can see they've got some deficiencies. You got a guy like Cashin Hingham on the outside. He can run by you if you're not real athletic, and he was very open in the end zone on that play.
And that puts Cashin Hingham, the junior, at 61 catches on the season. Ties him with Brian Gaeta for number 7 all-time in Sailors history. Sorry, doing some quick math here. He will move up, Cash will. Tied for number 6 with Parker Norton if he gets 3 more in this game, which at this rate looks highly likely.
He'll get 3 more in this half. I hope, and that's what I want to see. I want to see the Sailors keep going to Cash. Throw him the quick screens. Throw him the 5-yard hitch, the little stop route. Let's get that going. He's too good of a player to not rack up the catches, rack up the yards, and I love that approach.
Well, let me hit you with this. If Cash ends up with 8 more catches in this game, which would put him at 12 total in this contest, he'll be tied for 4th all-time in Sailors history, single season.
Now, 12 catches tonight would be a lot, but he is on pace for it. The question is, and I don't want to get crazy here, but the question is, if Cash has 12 catches, I think it means the Sailors have run away with this game.
Yeah, I would say that's probably right.
So he might not get enough opportunities if the scoring in the offense is that prolific.
Well, this is the start the Sailors needed because Sunny Hills, they are a run-heavy team. They're not used to coming back from down multiple scores. That's hard to do when you only pass 30% of the time.
Yeah, we know last week they had a big game against their rival. I was just talking to the Harbor coaches asking, you know, what happens when they're down? And I guess last week they were down 2 touchdowns, 14-0, or whatever the score was. I know they were down 2 touchdowns. They stayed right in their stuff. Wing T, hand the ball off. Don't get too cute, and that's probably what they're going to continue to do. This is a big receiver out here, number 15.
1st and 10 for the Lancers. They had to punt on their previous possession. 4:54 to play in the first. A handoff to the tailback, TJ Vapei, and he's driven backwards after he picks up 3 yards. Johnny checks in there on the stop for the Sailors. 2nd down and about 7 upcoming.
And it looks like Anthony Jackson made the first contact for the Sailors. He's a defensive back. He does not usually line up in the box like a linebacker, but when you're going against a wing T, the cornerbacks, everybody's going to be in there in the box. That was good physicality.
2nd down and 6, 4:20 to play in the first. Sunny Hills passing. They do get it out to their big wide receiver. And a first down looks like it'll be picked up by Dylan Lawson, senior, 6'4", 210. 10 touchdown catches on this season. So when they throw, Sunny Hills throws it to Dylan Lawson.
Well, you can see why. He's a big body, good-looking receiver, listed at 6'4" and 6'5", but he's running a little gingerly. And we heard he's either got a hamstring or an ankle tonight.
That's Garrett Emerson at the bottom of your screen, locked up on him, and some movement early. Looks like there's going to be a false start against the Sunny Hills Lancers, and a team that typically only picks up 3 or 4 yards per play cannot afford to shoot themselves in the foot like that.
And it's tough when you've got so much pre-snap movement, you've got motions and shifts, especially for a high school team. It takes a lot of focus. You got to really rep that in practice.
First down and 15 for Sunny Hills. Ethan Johnson, the tight end, comes in motion. Max Sparrow, their quarterback, under center, hands it off to Chris Pinowin. And Pinowin gets around the edge and picks up that penalty yardage and then some.
That's a great run by Sunny Hills. Very patient run, setting up the blocks, allowing pulling linemen to get bodies on the second level. That's what Harbor's got to blow up, those long developing plays. And I'm sitting over here scoreboard watching right now in the Edison game. Troy Fletcher just got a pick six, 65-yard touchdown. Edison up 7-0 in the first quarter.
That dude does it all. 19 rushing touchdowns on the season for Troy Fletcher. Meanwhile, Alexi Papa George is getting busy in the backfield. Max Sparrow, sack lunch.
My guy, Papa George, with the first quarter tackle for loss. He always comes up with the big one in the first quarter.
44 tackles, now 3 sacks on the season, and 100% heart on every play from the junior nose tackle, Alexi Papa George.
Yeah, he's all over the field, all over everything, often finds himself in the backfield.
Third down and a long 6 for Sunny Hills. Handoff goes to Nick Wild, and he's tackled short of the 40-yard line, 4th. And about 1.5 yards upcoming here for the Lancers.
That's a great job by Robbie Kroll, tracking that thing all the way across the field. It was a very fast play. They got it to Wild immediately, but Kroll read that thing like a book and came downhill and stuffed it.
Lancers are going to go for it. 4th down and 2. Ball is at their own 39-yard line. Jacob Carlone showing pressure on the edge for the Sailors. Oh, they hand it off up the gut, and Vipei tackled by Johnny Checks, but not before he picks up a first down and a whole lot more. Lancers in Sailors territory for the first time today.
Well, Vipei has never confused somebody for a speed running back, but boy, he's a big, big runner. He got his shoulder squared to the line of scrimmage and ran through a bunch of arm tackles.
TJ Vipei, senior, 6'1", 205. 262 yards, 3 touchdowns on the season. Handoff this time goes to Pinowin. He cuts it up the middle and is tackled just shy of the 30. That'll be 2nd down and 3 for the Lancers.
What's tough about a wing T is you just never know what's coming at you because they do the same action play after play, the same shifts, the same motions, but they're handing the ball to different players and you never know what's coming. That's why each guy just has to be very assignment-oriented and do their job.
Max Sparrow under center again. That's Pinowin in motion. It goes up the middle to Vipei again. And like a Mack truck, he plows his way forward.
Look how tall Vipei is. You don't see running backs that tall usually. He is a humongous kid when he's running the ball.
And the right tackle, number 72, Connor Irons, the lone non-senior on the offensive line, 6'6", 225. His height stands out there as well. They hand it off to Vipei again, and he worms his way to the gut of the Sailors defense, picks up 1 or 2.
Well, we've seen the Lancers throw 2 passes tonight. One of them was on 3rd and 5, but we just saw a 3rd and 6 earlier, and what they do, handed the ball off to a receiver, then went forward on 4th and 2. So this is a team that is not rattled by the moment. They're going to keep on doing what they do.
Second down and 7 for the Lancers. Should be the final play of the first quarter. Clock ticking down, 5 seconds to go. Let's see if Sparrow gets the snap off in time. He does. Hand off to Pinowin. And Pinowin this time is wrapped up in the backfield by Nate Peters and Carson Diavola. That ends the first quarter. And we head to the start of the second with the Sailors firmly in control, 14-0. Third down and 7 upcoming for Sunny Hills. When we come back, second quarter action awaits. Opening round of the CIF Division 6 playoffs from Davidson Field. You're watching on TarTV. Welcome back into TarTV. Alex Crawford, Howard Kroom with you here live from historic Davidson Field. And it's third down and 7 for Sunny Hills. Vipei takes it up the gut.
4 down territory right here, especially when you get, what do you get, 5 yards on third and 7? What'd they give them?
They gave them 5, so it looks like it's going to be about 4th and 2, 4th and 3.
4th and 3. They might give it right back to the big man. I think I would.
This wing tee offense is a bit of a test as a broadcaster. There is so much motion before the snap. It takes me a minute to figure out who has the ball. 4th down and short. They're going for it. They give it around the end. Can he get to the edge? That's going to be close. Nick Wild took the carry. And depending on the spot, it's either going to be first down Lancers.
I don't think he got it. Oh, they gave it to him. Somebody came down and made a heck of a hit.
Well, Diavola was gunning for him, which is typical for Carson Diavola. He's usually flying towards the ball carrier.
Well, in the high leverage moments, we've seen 2 quick handoffs to Nick Wild. So he's the guy they like to go to outflank the defense in important moments.
First down and 10, Sunny Hills Lancers. Second in the Freeway League. Fade to the end zone, incomplete. Oh, about an inch too far for Dylan Lawson.
That was not too far for Dylan Lawson. It was, you're right, but he is too good of a receiver to let that ball go through his hands. That's 2 times tonight. 1 time on third down. Now he drops a touchdown. Dylan Lawson's going to want those plays back.
This is a team that only averages 112 yards a game through the air, so you don't get a ton of opportunities as a Lancer receiver to make a play like that.
But what a call by their coach. He knows it's 4th down territory. He throws a quick fade to the end zone. I like that call.
Second down and 10, early second quarter. Handoff to Vipei. And he's tripped up before he can reach maximum speed. I believe that was Trey Regetz in there on the stop. Third down once again for the team from Fullerton.
Big down right here. That was a huge second down. Vipei picked up 4. They only gave him credit for 3 yards, but it says 3rd and 7. I think it's closer to a 3rd and a long 5, 3rd and 6. We're going to get 2 runs in a row right here from Sunny Hills.
Sailors scored on the opening kickoff, and then a Cash and Henjum reception. Delayed handoff. Vipei burrows his way into the Sailors' defensive line. Comes up 1 yard short of the first down marker. It will be 4th down and 1 once again for the Sunny Hills Lancers.
And here come the big dogs for the Sailors' defensive line. Sagayao, Peters, and Grayson Simon.
Sunny Hills has converted multiple 4th downs already in this game. Just under 10 minutes to play till halftime.
Do you hand the ball to Sagayao for a 3rd time?
Vipei?
I'm sorry, Vipei.
I do. I don't know why you wouldn't. They go to Wild on the edge. Oh, and he's grabbed by the jersey.
Well, we saw it.
Johnny Checks grabbed a fistful of fabric and wouldn't let go. Turnover on downs.
I don't understand that play call for Sunny Hills. We've seen Wild get the ball on the last 4th down. We saw him get it on the first 3rd down. You got to mix that up a little bit, Coach, but great job by the Sailors knowing what's coming at them. Johnny Checks staying strong, holding on. That's great defense and way to be on their assignments from the Sailors.
Johnny Checks, one of the Sailors players that came over from lacrosse. He'll still play lacrosse this year, but brings that spark plug, never quit, never stop mentality on defense and special teams. He's been a difference maker this season for the Sailors. 1st down and 10. Gutron Moore stands right at the Sailors' goal line and hands it off to Hayden Farley, who doesn't get a lot of room to work with, stoned by the white shirts of the Lancers. That'll be 2nd down and long. A.J. Gutron Moore, senior quarterback, getting his first postseason start, and backing him up is fellow senior Nick Kim, who got a couple of postseason wins in the 2019 season.
Huge moments here for Gutron Moore, backed way up into your own territory. Love to see that physicality out of the offensive line continue so the Sailors can get some space to work with.
2nd down, throw near side, caught by Henjum. That's his 5th on the game. Throws the stiff arm, and he's off to the races across the 30-yard line, still on his feet at the 40. Cashton Henjum into Lancer territory. Give me some of that.
That's just crazy. Cash is just out there playing with defenders at that point. Stiff arm, sidestep, running through arm tackles, juking guys. Man, that's the play I want to see. Just keep throwing Cash the ball. If they're going to give him space, they can't tackle him. Just feed him all night.
5 catches on the night for Henjum. We said if he ends up with 12, he'll move into 4th all-time single season for the Sailors. Regardless, he is moving up the ranks. 1st down and 10 Sailors. Gutron Moore surveys the field. Now he's going to tuck it and run and slide at the 40-yard line. Oh, he looks like a college quarterback there.
Great job by Gutron Moore. He wanted to throw it. He did not want to run the ball, but he didn't hold on to it too long. When he saw his opening, he took it, and he's got just enough athleticism to get free and go get 8 yards.
2nd down and 3. Henjum and Starnes, the 2 receivers at the bottom of your screen. Zamora and Josiah Lamarque, the dynamic sophomore at the top. Hayden Farley in the backfield with senior quarterback A.J. Gutron Moore. They hand it off to Farley, and he's got nowhere to go. Flag comes in, and the Lancers were all over Hayden Farley on that one.
That was a quick flag. I'd be surprised if it's a hold. I feel like that happened too quick. Maybe some kind of hands to the face, I guess. And
Farley checked himself out of the game. I don't know if he got hit in the knee.
Well,
he quickly came to the sideline.
Well, we heard Farley was a little banged up. We heard he might have so it was a hold against the Sailors. And so if you said he was holding his knee, he could have banged his knee, or it could just be that calf that he's been dealing with all week.
I just saw him gesture to the calf on the sideline.
And so we got Henry Slater up from JV, and I've always liked Henry Slater anytime I see him on the football field.
JV superstar, sophomore Henry Slater, checking into the game at running back. He swings out of the backfield. The pass goes to Lamarque, picking his way over the middle. Josiah Lamarque's got space. Whole lot of grass in front of him. And the sophomore in the end zone for the 2nd time tonight. Sailors up big. Boogie Down Productions in the house.
And this is a real Josiah Lamarque performance right here. Special teams running past everybody, and that play really encapsulates him as a football player. Catches it on the left side, lets his blocks get in front of him, crosses field, and then just outruns everybody's angle because he's one of the fastest guys on the field, one of the fastest guys in the league.
This is the promise of Josiah Lamarque, one of the most dynamic sophomores in the league, in the county, in the region, being realized tonight. Special teams touchdown. Taking it almost as far east-west as he does north-south to score on that one. A guy who can find the end zone at any point with the ball in his hands. as this extra point is whistled dead before it'll count. Let's see what the call is. You know, the Sailors, they seem like they're playing with a lot more confidence tonight, Howard. We talked about a reset of the season in the postseason, a new season, and they're playing like it. They're playing like it's game number 1 of a new year. I think I even see Coach Lofthouse has a little extra pep in his step out there. I saw him yelling at the refs a lot more than I usually see tonight.
Well, he's probably saying to everybody, I told you guys, everybody wanted to freak out when we were 1-5. It felt like the sky was falling. But Coach Lofthouse, he told us week after week, hey, guys, just stay faithful. We got some opportunities. We can still get into the playoffs. And he was right. The Sailors didn't just get into the playoffs. They're a number 3 seed and currently up 21-0 at home. This is a great position to be in.
7:37 to play in the second. Newport has looked electric tonight. 2 touchdowns from the sophomore Josiah Lamarque, 1 from his buddy, the reigning Sunset League wide receiver of the year, junior Cashton Henjum. Henjum working his way up the ranks in the single season and all-time career receptions record list at Newport. He's got 5 tonight. And Josiah has scored now an offensive and special teams touchdown. If you recall, Howard, in 8th grade, Josiah Lamarque did the football equivalent of hitting for the cycle for whatever 8th grade all-star team he was on. He had a game where he scored an offensive TD, a receiving TD, a rushing TD, threw for a TD, defensive touchdown, and a special teams touchdown.
That's rare. That's very rare, but he's a dynamic player and makes an impact in every phase of the game. And he can do it himself because of his athleticism.
John Richardson set to kick off for the Sailors. And it's a bit of a fastball. It's going to roll down to the 5-yard line. Flags come in, and it's going to be an illegal procedure penalty against Newport. So this will be good field position for Sunny Hills. But, Howard, I got to rewind back to that 4th down and 1, going for it. The Lancers did deep in Sailor territory, inside the 5 of the Sailors, going for it. And Johnny Checks grabbed a fistful of jersey, forced the turnover on downs. And that could end up being, in a game against a team that can't score quickly, the Sunny Hills Lancers, that could end up being the difference maker.
Absolutely. I still don't know how they didn't hand the ball off to the big man, Vipei. He just got you 9 yards on 2 runs. Give him one more shot. Instead, they try to outflank the defense. It doesn't work. And instead of it being a 1-possession game, Sunny Hills is now down 3 touchdowns.
This time Richardson gets all of the kickoff. End over ender, going to be fielded at the 11-yard line by Sunny Hills. And Wild brings it up for the Lancers. He's tackled inside the 30. 1st down and 10, Sunny Hills. It'll be about 64 yards to pay dirt for the Lancers.
And I hope the good people over at Original Pizza are watching this game and seeing their Sailors dominating the playoffs right now.
Touchdown sponsor for the season on your TarTV broadcast is Original Pizza, located at the Newport Beach Golf Course on Irvine Avenue, owned by Newport Harbor football alumni. It's a great place to grab a slice pregame, postgame, or throughout the week. Quick pass. Caught by Lawson, tackled by Emerson. 2nd down and 5 upcoming for the Lancers. Howard, I love Original Pizza, and I thank them for sponsoring tonight's broadcast.
We all love Original Pizza. We see Dylan Lawson. He's got 3 catches, or at least 3 targets tonight, and every time he gets up, he's limping a little bit more. So I hope he's doing all right. Hope he's taking care of his body. But he's a guy that the Lancers need to have a big night if they want a chance at coming back in this game.
Well, it's late in the season. Both teams dealing with injuries, banged up. Newport without their starting running back, Peyton Irving, tonight. As that pass caught out of the backfield by Vipei, and he's a big boy to bring down. Tackled shy.
But not for Johnny Checks.
Of the 50, I was going to say, big boy to bring down, but Johnny Checks gets up like, that was light work. No problem. That's what we love about Johnny Checks. He's a spark plug like that.
That's a solo tackle right there against the big man rumbling in the flat. And that's the first time tonight we've seen 2 pass plays in a row by Sunny Hills. So you can feel the urgency starting to go up already, even though it's just the 2nd quarter. They know they've got to get going and get down the field quick.
Well, by my notes, that's a 4-inch, 60-pound difference between Johnny Checks and TJ Vipei. And Checks with a beautiful open field tackle. 1st down and 10 Lancers. Delayed handoff to Vapea. He's stoned by a wall of navy blue right at the 50. Picks up officially a yard on forward progress. It'll be second down and 9.5. Tanner Muir in on the stop for the Sailors, getting the start tonight in place of the injured Connor Chenier.
Looked like Cam Denoon was in there as well. A lot of different guys, a lot of bodies getting experience.
Cam Denoon, a sophomore. Tanner Muir, just a sophomore. This postseason experience going to be invaluable for the Sailors program moving forward. Second down and long. It's a pass again. They're going to air it out deep. Receiver has a step on everyone, and he's into the end zone for a touchdown. The Lancers go deep. Nick Wild had 3 yards on every DB in the building, and Sunny Hills is on the board for the first time tonight with 6 points, 5:52 to play until halftime.
That's a mental mistake by somebody in the defensive backfield by the Sailors. All this running, all this motion, play action, confusion in the backfield pre-snap by Sunny Hills, and it ends up paying off with one huge touchdown because there's no way that receiver just runs by everybody. That was the defensive back, had his eyes in the backfield.
Extra point is up and good from Matthias Brown, the junior kicker. And we talked about Howard, Sunny Hills being a team that can't score quickly. They run the old school wing tee offense. They run the ball about 70% of the time. Well, they just came out and aired it out and scored on a 50-yard pass play, something that by my notes, I don't think they've scored on that long of a pass play all season. Yeah. The longest touchdown pass of the year is 46 to Dylan Lawson.
And that one wasn't even to Dylan Lawson. There was great coverage at the top of the screen by the defensive back. I think it was Billy Ridley, because I thought they were going to Lawson. All of a sudden, we see a guy streaking down the left side of the field wide open. He was so open that even a non-perfect pass got there.
5:52 to play until halftime. It'll be Lancers football to start the second half. Sailors received the opening kickoff, and number 8, Josiah Lamarque, took it to the house to set the tone early. Sailors lead 21-7. Lamarque going to field this one like Willie Mays in the back of the end zone for a touchback. Sailors will have the ball first down and 10 at their own 20-yard line. Howard, what's going on around the Sunset League? I know there's 3 Sunset League playoff games tonight. Ours here at Davidson in Division 6, and then 2 at the Division 2 level, 1 at Capshew Field. The Edison Chargers taking on the Murrieta Valley Nighthawks, and then up the road in Downey, the Corona Del Mar Sea Kings taking on the Warren Bears.
Well, haven't seen a score yet from CDM Warren, but an absolute barn burner in the first quarter with Edison Murrieta Valley. Edison up 21-7 after the first quarter.
Let's go Chargers. First down and 10. Hand off to Hayden Farley, changes direction, and gets it out to the 25-yard line. Joe Rowe and Ethan Johnson in on the stop for Sunny Hills. The last 4 games for the Lancers have been victories. They come in winning 4 in a row. They haven't lost since October 1st. They lost to La Habra big, 41-14. They're averaging 33 points a game in their win streak. They have just 7 tonight. Second down and 5 for the Sailors. It's another handoff to Farley over left guard. He has a little bit of green grass, and then he's tackled after a gain of 1. So this is a big third down upcoming here. Howard for Newport Harbor.
Huge third down, especially with the Lancers scoring that touchdown. You feel like you're blowing them out. You're on the road to 40-0. Now all of a sudden you feel a little bit of adversity. So big third down, but very, very manageable for the Sailors.
Third down and 2 officially, inside 5 minutes to play till halftime. Guttron Moore out of shotgun, takes the snap, surveys the field, throws it near side for Cashton Henjum, incomplete. Oh, he looks at his gloves in disbelief. And Cash comes to the sideline like, that's my bad.
Well, that was a great ball by Guttron Moore. We've seen that play a couple of times where Cash is running a fade route. It's usually something over the top.
Cash's finger is super dislocated, I think.
Ooh, it sure is.
I can see it from up here.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, Oh, they're putting it back in on the sideline.
Ooh, Cash is a trooper. I bet he puts a little bit of tape on it and comes back out.
That's what went wrong there. Yep. He's putting his helmet back. I was wondering why he was holding his finger out like that. I thought he was.
Well, that's not what went wrong. I mean, it is what went wrong, but he just mistimed that ball, closed his hands too quick, and it jammed his finger up.
Noe Avalos, a high spiraling punt, going to be fair caught at the 40-yard line, and that is where the Lancers will take over. Cash and Hensham, I thought he came to the sideline holding his finger up like, that's my bad. No, it was dislocated, and we just watched Rachel Cassis, the Newport Harbor trainer, pop it back into its socket right here in front of us. You got to love the intimacy of Friday Night Lights.
And it looks like we've got a good game right now. Warren is leading Corona Del Mar 15-7. So it's a good one so far. I think it's just the second quarter.
First down, pass caught for a 4-yard gain on the far side of the field. That was Dylan Lawson on the reception. And all of a sudden, Sunny Hill's playing like a team that likes to air it out. Granted, they are down 14. And the Lancers, they're trying to get more points on the board heading in to halftime. They'll get the ball back to start the second half. And this is an opportunity for this team from Fullerton, from the Freeway League, to grab some momentum after finding themselves in a 21-0 hole to start the game.
Well, let's see what it looks like. Let's see if they stick with that air it out mentality.
Second down and 7. Out of the wing tee, a handoff around the edge. Full steam ahead. Nick Wild. No one's going to catch him. That boy can run into the end zone. Touchdown Lancers. And just like that, 14 unanswered from Sunny Hills.
It happens quick. It happens so quick. We were just ranting and raving. Newport's on top of the world. They're doing everything they want. They're the greatest team that's ever played football. Bam. Feels like 2 plays back-to-back has already closed a 21-point deficit to a 7-point deficit.
I'm having flashbacks to Trabuco Hills, Capo Valley, Battle of the Bay, games where the Sailors led and then all of a sudden got left in the dust. 2 huge plays for Sunny Hills, a 50-yard pass and then a 56-yard touchdown run by the senior Nick Wild, his 4th of the season, also a season long for him. And he's responsible for both their touchdowns. So Sunny Hills, a team that hadn't scored with the big play, they scored their longest passing touchdown of the season and then follow it up with their longest rushing touchdown of the season on back-to-back scores, and they lead 21-14 with 3 minutes and 40 seconds until halftime. Sailors need to apply pressure, stop the bleeding going into the turn here.
Well, we felt so good about their offense. Let's feel confident that it's going to be that same dominant offense showing up.
Brown set to kick off for Sunny Hills, and Lamarque watches it bounce off the goalpost for a touchback. And just like that, we're right back to first down and 10 Sailors from the 20. They went 3 and out last time. Let's see if they can put a rhythmic drive together here. Their offense was clicking, firing on all cylinders to open the game. And that last 3 and out led to 7 more points from Sunny Hills.
Big drive right here out of Newport. And on that Cash and Hendrum third down, we said it was a big third down. We thought it was going to be no problem. But now here we are feeling totally different. So let's see how this Newport offense settles in.
First down and 10. Henry Slater in the backfield. The JV star gets the carry and picks up a yard or 2. We saw Henry Slater bust off a long touchdown run early in the season against Marina. He's a starting running back for JV. And with normal starter Peyton Irving out tonight with a concussion, Hayden Farley got moved up into the starter slot. He's been dealing with a calf injury, and now Henry Slater is going to be taking carries for the Sailors. Three minutes to play until halftime. Gutraw Moore pressured. Pump fakes now. He gets it off. It's incomplete. He threw it right into the hands of the Sunny Hills defensive back, Brian Singleton. If he had reacted a little bit quicker, that could have been a pick six, a dangerous throw by A.J. Goutron-Moore.
Goutron-Moore just trying to make a play, but that's an little extra right there. We don't need that one. Just get the ball out of bounds.
Third down and 8 for the Sailors. 2:56 to play till halftime. If the Sailors win tonight, I don't want to get ahead of myself. They will host another playoff game here at Davidson Field next Friday. Third down and 8. Goutron-Moore out of shotgun pass over the middle. Caught by Duke Starnes for a first down and more. How about that catch by the senior? Back from the ankle injury. Picks up 15. First down, Sailors.
And it feels like when you see a play like that, Duke Starnes running free, a big old 6'4" target in the middle of the field, you start to ask yourself, man, where's that play been all season? Feel like we can get some of that, right? So I love to see Duke Starnes, Zach Zamora over the middle like that.
A couple of sure-handed seniors for the Sailors to complement the dynamic juniors, Cash Henjum and sophomore Josiah Lamarque. It's a Henry Slater run. Full steam ahead, spinning around. Henry Slater across the 40-yard line. Look at him go.
Yeah, I love Henry Slater. I've liked him since we saw him at the Foothill scrimmage earlier in the year. I love him on kickoffs. I see him at the varsity level on kickoff every week going and laying a hit. So he's just the guy that when he's on a football field, he finds a way to make an impact.
Henry Slater likes contact, runs hard. He's got beautiful, long, flowing blonde hair coming out of the back of the helmet. First down and 10 in Lancer territory. It's Henry Slater again. Oh, what a move by Henry Slater. Goes up and under the defensive lineman and picks up 4 yards.
Creative move, turns a tackle for a loss into a moderate gain. Looks like he picked up 3 yards.
Dare I say that was Jaquiz Rogers-esque by Henry Slater.
Well, Henry Slater and former Oregon State running back Jaquiz Rogers, what they have in common is a very low center of gravity. And that's another way to say they're not the tallest guys in the world.
Henry Slater listed at 5'6", 160 as the sophomore.
But he makes it work and uses it to his advantage.
Second down and 6 after the 4-yard Slater run. They give it to Slater again over left tackle. And that's another Sailor first down inside the 25-yard line.
You know, it's funny, as I go back and remember, because I was about to say this statement, and I remember I've said this before, which is once Henry Slater starts getting carries, the first thing I think is, somebody's about to lose carries because he's too good to not feature in some capacity. But Harbor's got a lot of running backs, so it's a good problem to have, not being able to get Slater some carries.
And Henry Slater, one of those younger guys that you wonder, how are their nerves going to be in a playoff game? How are their nerves going to be getting called up and being asked to do more at the varsity level than they had been? Well, running behind that big Sailors offensive line and seeing some positive yardage, some positive plays, that's got to feel good and build the confidence for young Henry Slater.
Absolutely, and even though he is a JV guy, he's actually a varsity guy too because he's running down on kickoff every week. And he's the kind of guy that when he gets an assignment like special teams, he doesn't just get out there and run down the field and do his job. He wants to get noticed. He wants to make sure somebody feels his presence. So I feel comfortable with him on the field.
Timeout taken by the Sunny Hills Lancers. Stopping the clock with 1:18. 1 minute, 18 seconds to play until halftime here at Davidson Field. Henry Slater remains in at running back for Newport. Josiah Lamarque and Zach Zamora at the top of your screen. Cashton Henjum with the pink gloves, and then Duke Starnes at the bottom. First down and 10 after the Slater first down run. It was 3 straight Slater runs. Now they pass. Goutron-Moore, a bullet to Starnes, and he catches it on his knees at the 5-yard line. First down, Sailors, first and goal. Newport Harbor is knocking on the door.
And Starnes mad at himself for going to a knee, but that's that play we just saw. Duke Starnes over the middle. Let's keep running that play because I love it.
First down and goal from the 8. Handoff, Slater up the gut and right into the heart of the Lancers defense. Slater emerges from the pileup, picks up 3 yards. It'll be second down and goal from the 4. Clock ticking down, 45 seconds to go until halftime.
Sailors are going to punch this thing in before halftime, and they get the ball back in the third quarter. Oh, no, they didn't. Josiah got it started early.
Slater this time, he's met by Big number 85 from Sunny Hills. That's 6'2" senior Ethan Johnson. And he keeps Slater out of the end zone. A timeout stops the clock with 27 seconds to play. That is Newport Harbor's timeout, their first of the half. And it'll be 3rd down and goal from the 5. Peter Lofthouse going to use a timeout and try to draw something up to get the Sailors into the end zone before halftime. It's Lancers' ball. It's been 14 unanswered points from the Lancers after the Sailors went up 21-0. The team from Fullerton has scored 14 straight. And we'll see what the Sailors do. This is certainly 4-down territory. 3rd and goal from the 4. And it should be noted Carter Gomez playing tonight, number 66, in at left guard. He missed the last few weeks of the concussion, so good to see the junior back out there, holding it down in the trenches for the Sailors. 3rd and goal from the 4. Starnes comes in motion. Gutron Moore, pass over the middle.
That's
caught.
PI.
Touchdown Sailors, Cash Money.
Touchdown despite the contact. Cash is having a huge night.
His 6th catch of the game, his 2nd touchdown of the game, and that coming just minutes after we saw him get his dislocated index finger popped back into place on the sideline. What a performance by the reigning Sunset League wide receiver of the year tonight. Cash Money. Sailors up 27-14 with 22 seconds to play till halftime.
Well, that's a great way to get some momentum back if you're the Sailors. Felt a little bit bad about yourself, giving up 2 straight touchdowns. But going back into halftime, extending the lead to 14 is going to feel great, going to allow you to calm down a little bit, and hopefully in the 3rd quarter, get back to some of that 1st quarter success of really feeling free on the offensive side of the ball.
Got an injured Lancer down at the 5-yard line. Coming into tonight, Cash and Henjum. I was talking about the single season receptions record for Newport Harbor. Let's talk about the career receptions record. Coming into tonight, the junior Cash and Henjum had 110 catches on his career. That's good enough for number 5 all-time. He remains at number 5, but he's up to 116. If he wanted to move into the 4th place spot, he'd have to get 15 more catches this season. But depending on how deep of a run the Sailors make, Cash and Hensham could potentially move all the way up into 2nd or 3rd all-time career receptions as a junior. He's on pace to set the record as a senior next year. But what a season, what a career it's been over a 6-game COVID year, and now game number 11. So game 17 of Cash and Hensham's career here at Newport, and he's already flying up the single season and career receptions lists in TAR football lore.
Well, after he did what he did last year, that's why I wanted to see even more this year. And remember, only 6 games last season. So for him to be up in these high places in the record books just tells you the production he's had.
High snap. Fielded well by Noe Avalos, and John Richardson boots it up and in. 22 seconds to play until halftime here from Davidson. The Sailors double up the Sunny Hills Lancers, and they stop the bleeding as well. 21 unanswered to open the game from the Sailors, then 14 straight for Sunny Hills, and now Newport puts a long drive together. The biggest play of the drive was a couple of runs. The biggest plays of the drive were a couple of runs by sophomore running back, the star of the JV team, 5'6", 160-pound Henry Slater.
Well, what an answer by the Sailors. Curious to see what kind of offense we see out of the Lancers in the 3rd quarter. Do we see the pass mixed in, or do we go strictly on the ground?
John Richardson set to kick off for Newport. End over end kick fielded at the 2-yard line. It's going to be brought out by Wild. He has the 2 touchdowns for Sunny Hills, and he crosses the 25 It'll be first down and 10 Lancers with 15 seconds to play till halftime. Carson Diavola and Henry Slater in on the stop. As you pointed out earlier, Howard, Slater does it all. Although he's getting extended varsity minutes at the running back position, he's no stranger to being on the field special teams-wise at the varsity level.
Yeah, he's active every week. And like I said, has been since we saw him in the scrimmage early on.
And quarterback Nick Sparrow takes a knee. That'll run out the clock, and we head to the turn. Sailors in control. 28-14, they lead the Sunny Hills Lancers in your opening round CIF Southern Section Division 6 playoff game. It'll be Lancers football to start the second half. When we come back, you're watching Newport Harbor football on TarTV.
Let's welcome Jamie Cheer on the field.
I got bros in Atlanta. Tuesday don't mean no fan. Credit cards and the scanners. You end up losing the bank.
the Newport Harbor Sailors marching regiment. Here to take the lead. Under the direction of the
You unlock this door, the key of imagination. Beyond it is another dimension. You've just crossed over into the Twilight Zone. This is no ordinary hotel. You could be the next permanent guest of the Twilight Zone. The walls are closing in. Escaping an endless sea of hallways. You could be the next permanent guest of the Twilight Zone. These two were lucky enough to escape with their lives. This particular hotel's guests have been there for quite some time now. So be careful, because the next time you check in, you will never check out.
Give it up, everybody, for Newport Harbor Sailors Marching Regiment, led by Andrew Julie. And we want to give a special happy birthday shout out to our drum major, Parker Smith. Happy birthday, Parker.
Welcome back into TarTV. Alex Crawford, Howard Kroom, and the OC Varsity Guy, Dan Albano from the OC Register. Follow him on Twitter at OC Varsity Guy. Joining us here, Dan, I know that there's a lot of games going on tonight that you could be out covering. What excites you about this one in particular?
Yeah, like you said, I mean, there's so many great games to match up in the first round. But I was drawn to this game because it's two Orange County teams playing each other, which I think is always a great OC matchup. And I also looked at these teams maybe a little bit more with Newport Harbor maybe being under the radar. You know, with the new power rankings that are used in the format, you know, teams with strong schedules and from strong leagues can do some damage if they're in some higher divisions. And I think that is what we're maybe seeing so far from Newport Harbor.
And I want to continue on that thought right there. Do you like what you've seen from this new playoff format and the new ranking system, and what is something that it has done to improve on previous systems?
You know, it's pretty early to tell, but I do like what I've seen so far in the very limited sample sizes. Like last night, there was a very close game between El Medina and Dana Hills that went overtime. So I like that the power rankings and the computer-generated ratings, I think, will closely group teams and, you know, bring competitiveness, more competitiveness, maybe early in the round. So I think a lot of divisions look extremely hard and very competitive to me. So that's something I really do think is going to be, you know, something maybe an improvement to the playoffs.
And now tell me this, Dan, and I hope you give me something I want to hear with this question right here. Are we going to get a Sunset League CIF champion this year?
You know, it's funny as here we are at Newport Harbor. The best chance, it might be right here, because Los Al is in a very tough division in Division I. I don't think they're going to beat Bosco next week. Braves are the second seed at home. Edison, we'll see how they do tonight. They're without their quarterback, Parker Awad.
And they've been crushing it tonight. I don't know if you've seen so far.
I haven't seen it.
They were up, what was it, 28-7 or something? They're doing well.
So that's a really tough division, Division II. But Edison, they have a good chance, though. They, you know, well coached, a lot of playmakers that have emerged. And then Crow Del Mar is on the road tonight, you know, against a really tough Warren team. So we're going to see how it goes. But it might be Newport. You know, they're third in their division. So.
Well, I'm going to run with that. I hope you're not just telling me what I want to hear, because that is what I wanted to hear.
Well, on that note, let's talk about Newport Harbor before we get headed to the second half. You've watched, obviously, a lot of high school football in your career, a lot of high school football this season. What do you like out of the Sailors? Who stands out to you as a guy who's seen teams all over the county? What stands out to you from Tar football?
Well, right, so far I've liked the playmakers at receiver. You know, both of those guys look really good. Obviously, Henjum's having a great first half. And I like they're flying around pretty well on defense. But I like the playmakers and some of the speed. I think Newport Harbor looks, especially at wide receiver, some of the skill positions, they look a lot faster than Sunny Hills.
Well, we'll see how the second half goes. Newport's leading 28-14. Dan Albano from the OC Register. Follow him on Twitter at OC Varsity Guy. Dan, always good to catch up with you. Thanks for making it out to Davidson Field.
Thanks for having me on, guys.
Thank you, sir.
Sailors as we get ready to start the second half of this battle between the Sailors and the Lancers. There we go!
Welcome back in
Sunny Hills
to TarTV. Alex Crawford, Howard Kroom with you here live from historic Davidson Field. Opening round Division 6 playoffs. As we were just talking with Dan Albano from the OC Register, new power ranking system this year for the postseason from CIF. Rewarding strength of schedule, rewarding teams like Newport Harbor that play a tough schedule. That's why the Sailors at 3-7 are not only in the postseason, but they are a 3 seed in D6 as John Richardson's kickoff will be fielded by Wild at the 4-yard line. And Wild is quick. He runs into a wall of Sailors at the 25. That's where Sunny Hills will take over. But Howard, I liked what we saw out of Newport in the first half against the Lancers.
You got to like what you saw. Now, I want to see Newport get back to the first quarter success that they had on offense, feeling more comfortable. When we were raving about what we saw, they ran into a little bit of adversity, had a couple punts, almost had a turnover. So Newport just needs to settle in. I venture to believe they made some second half adjustments, but Sunny Hills is going to adjust too, so let's see what they come out and do.
Well, Howard, what we saw out of the Sailors was they gave up 14 straight points to Sunny Hills. Then they struck back. Oftentimes this season, Newport's gotten out to a hot start, got punched in the mouth, and wilted. So it was good to see that response from Newport. First down, Sunny Hills, handoff to Vipei, and a big, strong tackle from Dalton Kelcher, bringing down the big load that is senior running back TJ Vipei. Second down and 4 for Sunny Hills.
That first down success right there at Sunny Hills, running with the big man. He's an impressive running back. I'd hand him the ball a few more times on this drive if I'm Sunny Hills.
Handoff again to Vipei. They must have heard you. And he's stoned right at the line to gain.
These Sailors defenders are coming downhill because as big as Vipei is and as physical as he runs, he is going down after some of these big hits.
Well, that was Carson Diavola.
Well, that tells you everything you need to know. When Carson Diavola hits you, pretty much everybody goes down.
Vipei picks up the first down. So the Lancers, first down and 10 from their own 35-yard line. It's an end around to Wild. He scored 2 touchdowns in this game for Sunny Hills, and he gets 6 yards on the first down scamper around the edge. And we see some substitutions coming in on the Sailors' defensive line. Alexi Papa George, Cam Danoon, and Trey Regitz check in for Newport Harbor. Howard, we were looking at the Sunset League scoreboard at halftime. Follow at Sunset_rewind on Twitter and Instagram for updates. Edison is up and Corona Del Mar is down at halftime. Vipei full steam ahead across the 50. Danoon grabs him around the waist, but not before he picks up 10 yards. First down, Lancers.
Feeling comfortable. Sunny Hills, they found their footing. They don't feel like it's an emergency. And I just say that because they haven't come out and thrown back-to-back throws like they did on the last 2 possessions of the second quarter.
Biggest offensive plays of the season from Sunny Hills came on their 2 touchdowns in this game. A 50-yard pass, a 56-yard run. This time, Pinowin gets around the edge, and then he's gang tackled by Jacob Carlone. Johnny checks Cam Nanoon and Carson Diavola.
There was some daylight there for the running back, but like you said, 6 or 7 hats to the football. The Sailors trying to get stingy with the run game, but they got to be careful they don't get beat over the top for another play-action pass.
Lancers in Newport Harbor territory, 2nd down and 6. Early 3rd quarter. That's Pinowin in motion. Quarterback Max Sparrow looks at the sideline, barks out orders to his backs and receivers. Sparrow, pass, one-on-one coverage, incomplete. Emerson and Lawson tangled up.
Threw a flag at the end.
There was a flag at the end.
There was some late unnecessary contact. I don't know if it was by the defender or the offensive guy, but it was completely late and unnecessary.
Well, there is quite a height difference there. Dylan Lawson, the receiver for Sunny Hill, 6'4", 210. Garrett Emerson, 5'9", 140.
And they called it on Garrett Emerson. He just got an extra push in there at the end that he didn't need to get. That's a huge 2nd down play for the Lancers, picking up 15 yards.
Well, despite that penalty and what you might call a mistake by Garrett Emerson, he's been a ball hawk for the Sailors this season. In limited action, dealing with a collarbone injury, 3 interceptions. Would have been 4 if they hadn't taken one away against Corona Del Mar. Would have been a pick 6 against CDM as Vipei tunnels his way through the Sailors' second line of defense and gets 9.5 yards on first down. It's 2nd and 1 for Sunny Hills, knocking on the door of the red zone.
We saw Sunny Hills in the similar position on the field earlier, and they didn't take advantage.
Hand off to Vipei again, room to run. It's going to take a bunch of Sailors to bring him down. They do, but not before. He's inside the 10, 1st and goal. Sunny Hills, it's been a rhythmic, run-heavy drive for the Lancers. I think just what the doctor ordered for head coach Peter Caravadis' squad coming out of halftime.
Well, 1st and goal from the 8. If you're the Lancers, do you hand the ball off 4 times?
Why not?
We've seen him try to stretch Nick Wild out. We've seen him go quick to Lawson.
Vipei again over right guard. He's tackled. He falls forward for a yard or 2.
And that's where the big body comes into play because he was hit at the line of scrimmage. But like you said, falls forward for a yard or 2, gets down to the 6. You got 3 downs to get in from the 6. On a wing T offense, it's hard to stop that group.
2nd down and goal from the 6. 4 minutes elapsed on this drive. 4 minutes elapsed into the second half. Pinowin in motion.
False start. That's a huge penalty against the Lancers because now you got to go from the 11 instead of the 6. That should be a false start against Sunny Hills. And that's what happens when you have all that pre-snap movement. You got a pre-snap shift. Everybody has to get set. Then you have a motion. Then everybody has to get set. So it's a lot going on.
And it is a false start against Sunny Hills. So 2nd and goal from the 6 becomes 2nd and goal from the 11, and that is costly. You can't pick up a first down here. And you're a team that, like you said, Howard, might run the ball 4 plays in a row.
That is just a horrible penalty if you're Sunny Hills.
2nd and goal from the 12. End around, goes to Wild, and he buries his way into the Sailors defenders. That's Johnny Checks and Carson Diavola there to meet him.
Good job by Wild getting a big chunk of it back, getting back to the 6-yard line. So he makes up the 5 yards of penalty yardage. But now we got a decision to make. Do you throw the ball to Lawson on the outside? Do you stretch Wild out again like you have a few times earlier?
3rd down and goal from the 6.
New running back in the game, or am I wrong?
I think that's Vipei
Okay,
still.
same guy.
It's a pass. Sparrow, no, he's going to keep it himself. Dancing, wrapped up by Johnny Checks. No can do. Oh, Johnny Checks just has a nose for the football.
So if Sunny Hills doesn't convert on this 4th down and goal from the 4, oh, they're sending out the kick team?
They're sending somebody out.
You see 4 new bodies coming in.
I think that, yeah, I do believe that is Matthias Brown, number 11, their junior kicker, ready for a field goal.
That's 2 red zone trips by Sunny Hills that they've left with.
Maybe 3 points?
Maybe 3 points.
It's a 21-yard field goal for junior kicker Matthias Brown. Sparrow to hold. No, it's a fake. Sparrow picks it up off the turf. Carlone's there. Touchdown, Lancers. He extends it for the pylon. What a play.
Sparrow, shout out to that young man. Wow, what a call by the coaches. I'm not going to lie. I was trying not to be critical, but I wanted to say that's horrible play calling by the coaches of Sunny Hills. That was a bad decision by Sparrow. And what do? Coach has the guts to call a fake, and Sparrow trusts his legs and gets to the outside and executes. Man, that's a heck of a possession right there for Sunny Hills, and that'll give you some confidence.
Respect to that play call, that execution. Because I was about to say, as Brown's extra point this time is up and good, a real kick. I was about to say that's back-to-back trips inside the 5-yard line, stopped by the Sailors defense, stopped by junior DB Johnny Checks. Instead, they go for it on 4th on a fake field goal and convert. A 6-minute drive, and the Lancers are within 7.
I can't believe the way it developed. I wasn't sure if Sparrow was going to be able to get to the edge. I thought Carlone had an angle on him. But the beauty of that play was Sparrow had the kicker as a pitch man. So even if Carlone tackles the carrier, he'll just pitch it. I didn't want to see that, though, because I figured something's going to go wrong on the pitch. But just great execution. That play has been in the Sunny Hills playbook since last spring ball, since fall camp. They haven't run it all season. And they break it out in a playoff game on 4th down. That takes some guts.
Peter Karavetis, the head coach, rolling the dice.
What do you have to lose, I guess?
CIF playoffs, baby. End-over-end kick. Matthias Brown has a boot, and he boots it out of the back of the end zone. 1st and 10 Sailors from their own 20. And we knew, Howard, Sunny Hills, time of possession, they were going to control the ball in this game. They didn't quite do it the way they wanted to in the first half, but they come out here, they take the opening kickoff of the second half, and they chew up 6 minutes of clock over 80 yards, punch it in on a fake field goal from 3 yards out.
Let's see how Newport answers. Still got a 7-point lead, no reason to get panicked.
A.J. Goutron-Moore out of shotgun. Hayden Farley back in the game at running back. Quick pass out to Lamarque across the 25-yard line. Gain of 6. 2nd and 4 for Newport upcoming.
You love to see the 1st down success. Now you can hand the ball to Hayden Farley. I guess Hayden Farley's out, right?
Well, I think he's actually
Is he back?
Yeah, he's back in the backfield now.
Okay, you love to see that. We knew he was a little banged up, so maybe you just need to give his calf a little rest.
2nd down and 4. It's a handoff to Farley. He's got the edge on the near side of the field. Oh, breaks 2 tackles and rolls down to the 40-yard line. 1st down, Sailors.
2 good plays in a row by the Sailors. Hayden Farley out there breaking some tackles, looking good. Let's see what the Sailors can keep this going. Feeling like it's the first quarter again. Everything's working.
5 minutes to play. 1st down and 10 after the Hayden Farley run out of shotgun. It's a Hayden Farley run the opposite direction, and this time he's wrapped up in the backfield and tackled by Jacob Newman.
By number 56, Ryan Echevarria.
And that'll bring up second down and long.
Second and 11 for the Sailor offense.
4:30 to play in the third quarter. Newport looking to answer. 6-minute drive to open up this quarter. Farley tests the rocket launcher in traffic. Cash money at the 20-yard line, still on his feet. And he's tackled. Not before he waltzes his way into the red zone. A huge grab for the junior. First down, Sailors.
A.J. Gutron-Moore has a really good feel for where the cornerback is playing Cashton Hingham on the fade route. He knows when he can leave it short and allow Cash to stop and come back to it. He knows when he needs to take it long like he did a few games ago to Josiah. Just a really efficient deep ball thrower.
7 catches on the game for Cashton Hingham. And as long as the Sailors keep moving on in the postseason, he will continue to work his way up the single-season reception mark. The senior running back, Hayden Farley, runs into a couple of Sunny Hills defenders, picks up 3 on first down. Howard, all season long, we've talked about the need to pick up positive yards on first down for Newport Harbor. Against Capo Valley, they were behind the sticks on 44% of offensive snaps, and tonight they've gotten those positive first down yards.
It makes a huge difference in how comfortable you can be and what is open and available to the offense.
Second down and 7, final 3 minutes of the third quarter. Gutron-Moore, pass, gonna buy time with his legs, inside the 15, dancing across the 10, in the spin cycle, still on his feet, first down, Sailors.
Once Gutron-Moore broke that first tackle or did that spin move, he knows he should have took a knee, but he got too excited. He was like, you know what, I'm gonna try to power my way into the end zone. And I don't know if we've given him enough credit for how athletic he is. For the way he can run, he really doesn't use his legs at all because he's pretty talented as a runner.
First down and goal from the 7. Gutron-Moore in shotgun. Hayden Farley in the backfield. Handoff goes to Farley. He dances in the hole, left, right, and then straight up the middle. A patient run, gets inside the 5. Second and goal from the 3. 2 minutes and 20 seconds to play in this quarter. 6-minute drive to open the quarter. Now the Sailors having a long one of their own. Gutron-Moore throws, end zone, caught! Oh, the ball popped out!
Interception.
And it never hit the ground.
That was a great throw by Gutron-Moore.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my gosh. If this game comes down to the wire, that'll be the play of the game.
It's Lancers football. Miguel Berrios, his 8th interception of the season.
So Sailors go up 7 or add 7 points to their score, but nope. In a blink of an eye, take those points off the board and give the ball to the Lancers.
And Howard,
who was the receiver? Was
I was
that Cash?
about to ask you because I couldn't tell.
I don't know who it was. An inside receiver.
There was a lot of traffic over the middle. It was a beautiful throw by A.J. Gutron-Moore, but it popped out right into the hands of junior safety Miguel Berrios.
Well,
his 8th pick of the year, so clearly he's got a nose for the football.
He definitely does. We always say tipped balls are picked balls. That was a touchdown. It should have been in. Gutron-Moore did a great job anticipating where the receiver was going to be. Receiver just couldn't hang on to it.
Handoff to Vipei on first down, short gain.
Now we've got a football game on our hands. Lancers down 7 points with the football. Sailors have had opportunities. Were the Sailors up 21 earlier? 21-0.
Yep.
So Sailors have had opportunities at up 21, could have pushed it to 14. Now they got to play some D.
This is a momentum-changing drive. They go deep. It's caught by Lawson. He's off to the races.
He's not going to get there.
Johnny checks, dives for the ankles. No, touchdown Lancers. 79 yards.
The Lancers respond in one play, time after time. Who is this team?
Dylan Lawson, the longest touchdown of his career, could not have come at a bigger time for the Sunny Hills football program.
Big 6'5" receiver running like a tight end with rain boots on, somehow still broke away from the defense. You can see he's limping. I don't know why Johnny Checks went for the ankles. It's easier said than done. I'm up here criticizing, so he's given a good effort all night, but man, it's great offense by the Lancers.
Well, I hate to say it on the TarTV broadcast, but we got ourselves a football game, Howard.
That was on 2nd down and 9. And remember, there was a long run for a touchdown, a long pass for a touchdown. So now all of a sudden, you said earlier in the night that Sparrow averages about 112 yards passing per game. Well, he just got to his 112 in 2 plays. 2 touchdowns.
We're tied up at 28.
Sailor sideline, little quiet. Lancers waving their arms, fans into it. But the Sailors can still keep the momentum. They're at home. They know they can score against this team. They're more athletic. Just got to settle down and find that rhythm.
Right before that snap, Howard, I said this is a momentum-shifting drive in this game. And then Sunny Hill scores their longest pass play of the season. Now we're tied at 28.
Well, that's a 14-point swing. Just like that. The Sailors thought that they were up 14 points. They thought it was going to be 35-21. All of a sudden, 2 plays later, it's a tie game.
Yeah, I don't want to say the panic button's getting pressed at all, but things have tightened up a bit over here on the Sailors sideline.
Well, that's like a live ball turnover in basketball that leads to a transition 3. Just absolutely kills you.
And I don't want to call it lucky because Miguel Barrios, the safety, that's his 8th pick of the season, so obviously he's doing something right. But A.J. Gutramore put that right on the money. It popped out, and instead of hitting the turf, it was able to get scooped up off the ground by Barrios. Here comes Hayden Farley. Full steam ahead down the sideline. The senior could go all the way. The longest run of his career, and the Sailors answer. Tarball is back.
That's how you take momentum back.
80 yards to the house. Touchdown, Sailors.
Somebody needs to take that receiver a fruit basket. I think it was Cashton Hingham, the way everybody's dapping him up and giving him love. That outside wide receiver had the corner sealed. The offensive line did their job, and Hayden Farley just stayed on his track, and once he hit the corner, it was over.
It looked like Hayden Farley was just out there. You said track. It looked like he was running a track meet.
That's all he did. He knew where his angle was. I'm going to follow my blocks. I'm going to get behind that receiver. And that's what he did. And once he got to the outside, nobody could catch him. And it looks like one of the linebackers for Sunny Hills took a bad angle, went inside instead of going outside, and Harbor made him pay.
How about that for a game that we expected to be time of possession, one team running the ball 70% of the time and eating the clock? Sailors needing to make the most of their offensive series. We have back-to-back, an 81-yard touchdown and an 80-yard touchdown on back-to-back plays.
That's amazing. I didn't think we were going to see 35-28 in the third quarter from 2 teams that either run the ball or have struggled to score all year.
Howard, we talked about it. When the Sailors' offense is on, they win. But their offense has been anemic this season. Their offense has been the reason why the defense has given up so many points, because we know the defense can be stout. The Sailors tonight, they got punched in the mouth a couple times, and every single time they've gotten up and punched back harder.
Well, I love the answer. I love the response. It was a big home run hitting play. So I'd love to see the Sailors get back to a rhythm on offense and feel dominant, not just a big play, but actually run their stuff.
And overrun kickoff by Richardson, fielded by Wild at the 10. And he's upended at the 25-yard line by Henry Slater. I didn't know Hayden Farley had that in him.
I didn't either. But he stayed patient, stayed poised. He just reads his blocks and takes what the defense gives him. He's got good vision back there. Like I said, he just stayed on his track, stayed on his path, and it took him to the promised land.
This ball game has changed significantly over the course of the last 10 minutes. 1st and 10 Lancers. They throw Lawson's way again. It's high. Out of bounds, incomplete. "57 seconds to play until the 4th quarter. It's such an interesting game this one is. Newport finishing 4th in the Sunset League. You typically don't see 3 and 7 teams get in the playoffs. Yet here they are, a 3 seed in Division 6 with the new CIF power ranking system. And the Lancers 7 and 3. So really a testament to this game, to the strength of the Sunset League, especially if the Sailors can hang on and win. End around to Pinawin. Oh, Pinawin is leveled. I heard that one up here. Max Hall, the first man there.
And it looks like Diavola got a piece of him as well. That's probably why you could hear it.
Shout out to everybody tuning in tonight related to the Diavola family. I heard from Coach Ray Diavola, 90-plus Diavolas. I don't know if they all have that last name, but 90-plus associated with the Diavolas tuned in across Orange County tonight.
And I wonder if they all come downhill as hard as Carson does.
Dancing in the backfield is Sparrow. Oh, and Carlone body slams him. That was a WWE move.
And there you go. You get a big answer by Hayden Farley in the offense. Now, I don't know if this is a 3 and out, but you got him 4th and long, got a sack, got a tackle for loss. This is how you snatch momentum back onto your sideline.
The football gods served up momentum on a silver platter. The Sailors are trying to grab it right now. Clock is at zeros, and we head to the 4th quarter. Sunny Hills ready to punt. Josiah Lamarque back to receive. That is where we will pick back up when we come back. 1 quarter remaining. You're watching CIF Division 6 playoffs between Newport Harbor and Sunny Hills on TarTV. Welcome back into TarTV. Start of the 4th quarter. Sailors up 7, seizing momentum. Barrios to punt. He barely gets it off. And it's going to hop out of bounds at the 40-yard line. That is where the Sailors will take over. The 3rd quarter had a lot, Howard. It had a 6-minute drive that ended in a fake field goal touchdown by Sunny Hills. Then the Sailors drive the length of the field. 2nd and goal from the 4. A ricochet, lucky bounce interception. 2 plays later, an 80-yard touchdown from Sunny Hills to tie the game. Newport Harbor on their first play after getting the ball back. An 80-yard touchdown run by Hayden Farley. And that's how we got to where we are. So a lot happened in that quarter.
A lot of opportunities for both teams. They seized their opportunities on offense, left some stuff on the field defensively, however.
1st and 10 from their own 40. Handoff to Farley again. Can he get the edge? Puts his defender in the spin cycle and picks up 5 yards.
Well, he picked up 5 yards because the left side of the offensive line dominated their men. Nate Peters took a guy and drove him 12 yards deep from the line of scrimmage. So these offensive linemen by Harbor, they're doing their job. And that's why you see 5 yards on 1st down.
Taking a look around other scores in the Sunset League and the Division II playoffs right now, Edison just scored again. They lead 35-7 halfway through the 3rd quarter. And at the start of the 3rd quarter, Corona Del Mar trails Warren High School by 8. But Warren starting quarterback Nico Ayama Leava, one of the top QBs in the state, he is out for the rest of the game with a concussion. Hayden Farley goes into the heart of the Lancers defense and picks up a 1st down. Newport in Sunny Hills territory.
Hayden Farley put his head down, got his shoulder squared, earned a couple extra yards. And that's a good recipe for this Sailor offense. We've seen a lot of passing so far, but if the run is there, if they're giving it to you, take that. As we see Henry Slater come on for Hayden Farley.
Henry Slater running hard in that 2nd quarter. JV superstar with the long flowing blonde hair out of the back of the helmet takes the carry on 1st down and runs hard into the right side of the line of scrimmage. Moving down to the 43-yard line, 44-yard line of Sunny Hills. 2nd down and 9 upcoming for Tarball.
We haven't seen a quick hitch to Cashton Hingham in a few plays, in a few series. We haven't seen the quick slant at all tonight. I'd like to see something to Cash right here, or at least on this drive.
2nd down and 8. 2 receivers either side for A.J. Gutron Moore. It's another handoff to Slater, dancing in the hole and sliding down. Nothing doing on that one as Slater falls down in the middle of the field. It'll be 3rd down and long for the Newport Harbor offense. Sailors coming into tonight, number 79 overall in CIF Southern section against the Lancers, who are number 91 overall.
Just looking at the scoreboard around Sunset League again, Troy Fletcher, superstar for Edison, gets another interception.
Sunset League teams with a chance to really make a run in the playoffs. Big 3rd down for Newport. Gutron Moore, it's a screen for Lamarque. He plucks it from the sky at the 45, and he can move inside the 25-yard line. I felt like Josiah Lamarque teleported 15 yards. 1st down Sailors.
Well, he's having a good night. Wants to do a little bit to make up for that drop that he had in the end zone. I know it's going to stick with him, but he's a guy that doesn't get discouraged, stays at it, and he's just so dynamic that we got to find ways to get him the ball in space like that with some more screens, some more quick slants.
Big thanks to everybody tuned in tonight on TarTV. All 80 members of the Diavola family. I know I got people listening across the country, Chicago, Florida, Oregon, New York. Here's Henry Slater making guys miss, staying on his feet. And it takes a whole gang of white shirts to tackle him, but not before Henry Slater knifes his way into the red zone. 1st down Sailors. One more shout out. 98-year-old Carson Diavola's grandma tuned in right now.
Oh, we love the support from Grandma, and she's got to be proud.
1st down Sailors, 8:20 to go in this game. Knocking on the door, trying to go up 2 possessions. Another handoff to Slater. He's hit hard. Stays on his feet. That was Tony Salas, the leading tackler for the Sunny Hills Lancers, laying the lumber. 88 tackles on the season for Salas. Probably up into the 90s now in this game.
Definitely up into the 90s. And out of those 90 tackles, boy, he is bringing the heat.
2nd down and 7 for Newport. Ball's on the 9-yard line.
Can we get Duke Starnes over the middle again? Or no, this is a fade to Cash. It looks like man coverage.
Out of the pistol, Gutron Moore. No, it's another handoff to Slater. No, Gutron Moore keeps it himself. And he runs in to a wall of offensive and defensive linemen. Gets just shy of the 5-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and about 4.
Well, you respect Harbor for staying with the run, saying we're going to pound the ball on the ground, believing in themselves. Now you got a tough situation, 3rd and 4. You give it to Slater one more time. Feels like this could be screen territory.
Timeout taken by Sunny Hills. They want to look at their defense. Head coach Peter Caravadis. Defense allowing just 20 points a game on the season. They've given up 35 tonight. And if we look at the Sailors' numbers, defense allowing 30 points on the season. They're actually under that average. So Sailors, the game far from over, still 7 minutes and 10 seconds left. And we saw the Sailors turn the ball over in this position earlier in this game. But just so far, Howard, I think one thing that you'll agree with me on that we can note from this game is the Sunset League is one of the strongest leagues in the state. Newport couldn't even sniff cracking into the top 3 in the league this year. And here they are looking like a whole new team against the team that finished 2nd in the Freeway League, the Sunny Hills Lancers.
Yeah, Newport looking very capable. Then you got Edison over there as a 4 seed in Division II, and they're beating up on a very, very good Marietta Valley team. And CDM hanging in there against Warren, had an opportunity to tie it up before the half. So very, very strong display tonight for the Sunset League.
3rd down and 4. Slater remains in the backfield with senior quarterback A.J. Gutron Moore. Gutron Moore, pass. Looks for Cashton Henjum. And it falls out of his hands. I've not said that much in his career, but that is a drop.
Well, apologies to the listeners. On 2nd down, I said, here comes the fade to Henjum. No, we didn't get it on 2nd. We got it on 3rd. But I knew we were going to get it because anytime there's no safety over the top and it's just Cash one-on-one, you got to take a shot at the fade. And what we just saw was the A.J. Gutron Moore special. He's not going over the top. He's throwing it back shoulder so Cash can stop and come back to it. Like you said, just in and out of Cash's hands on that one, and we almost never say that covering the Sailors.
And it is sophomore kicker John Richardson on to attempt a field goal. This will be a 23-yarder for Richardson, who hit a career-long 42-yarder against Huntington Beach, and a penalty flag comes in. It's a delay of game. So I don't know if they just want to give Richardson a little more distance, but the 23-yarder becomes a 28-yarder for the sophomore. Hit field goals of 35 and 25 yards against Corona Del Mar. This one he gets off, and it's right down the pipe. Up and good. John Richardson puts the Sailors up 10. 38-28 with 7 minutes to play in this ballgame.
That's a huge move for the Sailors. Now you make it a 2-possession game for an offense that has struggled to score. Even though they got 28 points, and that feels good, they've struggled to put drives together that end in points. So making it a 2-score game, only 7 minutes left, gives Sunny Hills a long road. Not too long, but a little bit of a tough task if they want to come all the way back.
2-possession game, 7 minutes left. And I got to throw a lot of my notes about Sunny Hills out the window because we did not think they were a team based on this 10-game season that could score with the big play, yet they've scored with the big play multiple times tonight. But that's sort of been the Achilles heel of the Sailors' defense. Get you to 3rd down, 3rd and long, come up with some big stops, and then get gashed for a 55-yard touchdown, a 60-yard touchdown. It's a knuckleball kickoff from Richardson that stays in bounds, fielded by Wild at the 5-yard line. He gets across the 10, and then he's spun down by Carson Siebold.
Now, we know it's never exciting to talk about the kicking game, but that's the 2nd knuckleball by John Richardson today. And the first time it happened, I was like, I've never seen that before. He kicked a line drive, but put some English on it and had it spin from the sideline into the field. How can you plan that?
Do you think he's doing that on purpose?
I don't know if he's doing it on purpose, but he did it twice in a row with the same spin on the ball. So he's either a magician or he got lucky twice.
It's a good time to highlight the Sailor special teams. John Richardson and Noe Avalos really been a bright spot for the team this season, both just sophomores. as Vipei goes up the middle, and he's wrapped up around the ankle by Leonard Ost after a short gain. Now, it was a 28-yard field goal, but it's a good time to remind you that all touchdowns in this game, all points in this game, really, are brought to you by Original Pizza. Great place to grab a slice. Huge supporters of Tar football, located at the Newport Beach Golf Course on Irvine Avenue. Go play around and get some pizza, or just stop in for a slice. It's a great place to watch a game, pregame, postgame. We love Original Pizza. Also, I'll tell you about our other sponsors in a second. Here's Wild. Not running wild, contained and domesticated in the backfield by Cam Danoon, and that brings up 3rd down and short for Sunny Hills.
There's not enough time for Sunny Hills to keep running the ball. Now we're into the 5-minute territory. There's just not enough time for them to keep doing this. But it's tough because that's who they are. So for them to come back, they got to do what makes them successful. It's just a tough balance to strike.
Certainly 4-down territory for the Lancers here. 3rd and short, it goes to Vipei. Full steam ahead. Oh, and he had touchdown on the mind. But he's tackled again by Cam Danoon. That's big tackles from the sophomore Danoon, and he comes up a little gingerly after that one. Leonard Ost sprints to the sideline to check out. The Lancers on the move. Ball's on the 43-yard line, their own 43-yard line. 1st down and 10. Under center is Sparrow. He'll pass. Time to throw. No, Carlone's got him. The ball's on the ground. It's rolling free. It's scooped up. Oh, no, they're going to call the play dead. Alexi Papa George. Or is that Cam Danoon? Danoon, that would have been his 2nd scoop and score of the season.
How do they blow that play dead? That is, I mean, he fumbled the football. Like, what's the call?
The ball was on the ground. Cam Danoon, who picked up a fumble and ran it in for a touchdown against Fountain Valley, was walking into the end zone, was moonwalking into the end zone. And somehow that play doesn't count.
I was about to say mid-play, game is over. Game is officially over, even if they take a sack, and it wasn't even a sack. That is crazy.
Not sure what happened, but we're running it back, and here comes Vipei over right guard. He is met by Alexi Papa George for a 5-yard gain. Still not sure why that play didn't count, but it didn't, and we're inside 5 minutes to play. 3rd down and 5.5 for Sunny Hills. Now it's a good time. I want to get this in before the end of the game to thank our other sponsors: Arbor Real Estate, Golden Com, Balboa Boatyard, CT Realty, Newport Lexus, Sunset Rewind.
That's the play. I was wondering if they're going to do it.
Jump ball, deep pass, caught by Lawson at the 30. 1st down, Lancers.
When you got one-on-one coverage, Harbor, if you look at the game, if you look at the defense, Harbor has all 10 defenders in the box, up on the line of scrimmage, ready to play the run. That leaves Billy Ridley or Johnny Checks all by themselves on an island against big number 15. I don't know why Sunny Hills doesn't just go to Lawson every time. Well, I'll say Ty Lawson, Dylan Lawson.
This time, the back is met in the backfield and tackled by Nate Peters. Clock continues to tick down, 4:15 to play.
Nate Peters having a good night on offense and defense like usual, making contributions. I think Sunny Hills has to pass the ball again.
They hurry up to the line. Sparrow goes under center. Back to pass. Pressured. Throws off his back foot.
What is he thinking?
Oh, he throws it right into the hands of Billy Ridley.
What was Sparrow thinking on that? There's a flag down.
Holding against Sunny Hills. 1st down, Sailors. Billy Ridley with his 2nd pick in the last 3 games, his 2nd pick of the season. And the junior comes up big.
I'm just trying to figure out, in what world do you throw that football? I mean, there's not even a receiver in the area. Sparrow throws it high and wobbly to a defender. If you're going to throw a bad ball, go to Lawson. He's got one-on-one coverage. Take a shot. I don't understand that decision at all.
That was a mistake that Sunny Hills could not afford to make. They give the ball back to Newport. 3:55 to play. 2 timeouts remaining for Sunny Hills, 3 for Newport Harbor. And I believe the doctor is prescribing a heavy dose of Hayden Farley and Henry Slater here on this drive.
Well, I know Sunny Hills better send the house, try to blitz. That's the only hope they have, because Harbor looks like they're in a good position.
First and 10. Out of his own end zone. Gutraw Moore hands it off to Farley. Room to work. Hayden Farley picks up the first down.
Gets his team from deep. He took the ball, started off in the end zone. Gets the Sailors all the way out to the 16 or 17-yard line.
Hayden Farley has had so much room to work today.
That's a credit to the offensive line, credit to him being patient, hitting the right holes.
Offensive line has been getting major push today. From the bottom of your screen to the top, Nate Peters, Carter Gomez, Brody Bradfield, Makai Sagayo, and Grayson Simon doing work in the trenches.
And it looks like maybe Zamora in lined up as a tight end.
Oh, I see him out there. I see you, Zach. Hand off to Farley, picking his way over right side, still on his feet across the 30. Hayden Farley in his bag tonight. I didn't know he could run like that.
And this team, Sunny Hills, is trying to get the ball back. They'd like to stop the clock. Hayden Farley comes out and gets 2 first downs by himself. Not by himself, but, you know, just big chunks. But we got to give credit, like you said. Give credit to the O-line, Zach Zamora, the receivers. Everybody from Harbor's been blocking tonight.
First and 10, Newport Harbor back-to-back 10-plus yard runs by the senior Hayden Farley, playing major minutes tonight in place of the injured Peyton Irving. 2:40 to play. Sailors have the ball on their own 30-yard line. And a delay of game penalty. Coach Lofthouse seems to disagree, saying the side judge didn't count it off. Side judge says he did. I didn't see him count it off, but
we got the Harbor fans letting the refs know that they do not agree with that call.
The Harbor fans haven't had a ton to cheer for this season, Howard, so they're making the most of it tonight, having a good time here at Davidson.
Putting up 38 points at home in a playoff game, that'll give you something to cheer about.
Hand off again to Farley. He bounces off of the backside of Grayson Simon, and then he's wrapped up just past the original line of scrimmage. Clock continues to tick, 2:20 to go.
Well, you know, after this win, Harbor's going to go to the locker room, and they're going to say to themselves out loud and at home quietly, we can win CIF. We have a chance to go from 3-7 to CIF champions with a ring.
That would be wild.
It really would be, but it's possible. As a 3 seed in Division 6, the Sailors can go on a run.
Second down and 8. Final 2 minutes of this ball game. Newport up by 10. Handoff to Farley again. And despite getting tackled violently, he falls forward for 3 more yards.
He certainly took a hit on that one. You might want to get him a sub.
Yeah, he's got his hands on his hips like, guys, I'm not used to this.
Well, he's taking the Sailors from the end zone all the way out to the 36-yard line, almost on his legs alone. So he's going to be huffing and puffing for a reason.
Against Edison over a month ago, Hayden Farley, 3 rushes, 16 yards. Tonight, quite the opposite. Over 100 yards, a touchdown, probably close to 200.
I know the Sailor faithful might not want to hear it, but CDM was down 14 points to Warren. Now they just cut the lead. It's 28-21 in the third quarter, so Sunset League teams trying to stay alive.
Well, that strength of schedule in the Sunset League, playing teams like CDM Edison, is why Newport Harbor is here right now. Winner of this game, which right now it's looking very likely to be your Newport Harbor Sailors, will go on to face the winner of 10-0 Campbell Hall or 3-7 Santa Barbara. And based on the bracket I was looking at, it should be another home game here at Davidson. 3rd down and 3. Handoff to Farley again. Hitting the backfield. Makes 2 guys miss. And the scrum drives him forward for a Sailors first down. Carter Gomez is fired up. He's going to be down an inch shy of the first down marker. And Grayson Simon is down, and he's grabbing his wrist. So it is a Sailors first down, but my eyes right now are set right around the 30-yard line as Grayson Simon is falling down, grabbing his wrist, being tended to by Newport Harbor trainer Rachel Cassis.
And it looks like he walked away from the pile, so it wasn't debilitating at first, but looks like some pain might have kicked in. Hopefully he just jammed his hand, jammed his wrist, because hopefully the young man is fine. No injuries, just a little banged up. And 2, the Sailors cannot afford to lose a guy like Grayson Simon going into the second round of the playoffs. No. You need him to get everything going on the right side of the O-line, but you also need his emotional energy, his motor. He does a lot for the Sailors, and he's a big defensive lineman, so that'd be a huge loss for the Sailors. Hopefully Grayson's fine. Looks like he's sitting up.
1 minute, 15 seconds to play, and assuming that this score holds true, like I said, right now, Campbell Hall is taking on Santa Barbara, and Campbell Hall, the Vikings, 10-0. They finished second in the Gold Coast League, and the Santa Barbara Dons at 7-3 finished third in the Channel League. So whoever wins that game will face the winner of this game, which, for all intents and purposes, should be Newport Harbor. As Grayson Simon walks off under his own power, very crucial.
But it looks like he's favoring that left arm, shoulder, and he's not happy. And so I'm hoping that it's not, he knows, oh, I'm going to be sore all week. I think he's going to be fine. And he's the kind of guy, if he did have something going on, he'd want to tape it up, bandage it up, and get out there anyway.
Give him a cortisone shot and send him back out there. I don't know.
We are not advocating for that in high school. We're going to wrap him up with some adhesive tape. Give him a Tylenol and let him go be a monster.
All bets are off in CIF. Gutraw Moore takes the snap. Knee touches the turf. Clock going to tick down. How about this, Howard? 2 weeks ago, we were here, down 2 at halftime to Corona Del Mar. Lost 35-12. We signed off, and you tried to sell me some hope. Maybe with the new power ranking system, we'll get into the playoffs. Let's see what happens. I said, forget about it, dude. And I made plans for this Friday night. Well, I had to cancel my dinner reservations, put gas in my car, and drive back to Davidson, because not only are the Sailors about to pick up their first CIF victory since they were at St. Anthony's High School back in November 2019, 2 years ago, but they've got a chance to make a real run and host another playoff game here next Friday night.
Well, I got to do some research, because let me find out that Coach Lofthouse planned this from day one, knew he was going to schedule a tough preseason, and did all that just so his team can drop down to Division VI and win a CIF championship. He's looking like the evil genius right now.
Clock ticking down inside of 10 seconds. And the Sailors are going to move on, punch their ticket to the CIF Southern Section Division VI quarterfinal, taking on either the Santa Barbara Dons or the Campbell Hall Vikings next Friday night. Should be a home game here at Davidson because the Sailors are the 3 seed in D6. Your final score here from Davidson, Newport Harbor 38. Sunny Hills 28. The Sailors move to 4-7 on the season, and the Sunny Hill Lancers finish their season at 7-4. Howard, what impressed me most out of that game from Newport Harbor was not the final score, but it was about the number of times they got hit, got back up, and hit back harder. That was a true gut check for the Newport Harbor Sailors, and a huge victory here at Davidson Field.
Well, now we're feeling good about ourselves. Sailor faithful feeling good. You know, Newport Harbor's going into the locker room with all the confidence in the world. Like you said, they faced adversity. They were up 21-0. Then we thought we saw them imploding, giving up 2 straight touchdowns. But here we are, double-digit victory. Sailors can feel good about themselves, and I don't want to get ahead of it, but I need to start getting my ring size together because I'm looking for a CIF championship.
Oh, yeah, I love that, baby. How about this win? Sunset League over Freeway League, 38-28. And before we wrap up here at Davidson Field, let's bring on Sunset Rewind reporter Taryn Rodriguez for a quick post-game interview. Taryn, covering the Sailors tonight for Sunset Rewind. Follow Sunset Rewind at Sunset_Rewind, or go to sunsetrewind.com to stay tapped in on all things Sunset League football. Where's Taryn at? He's somewhere around here. Sort of the unofficial mascot for Newport Harbor Athletics over the last decade, covering them just on his own because he loves it. You know, he probably went down on the field to get a post-game interview.
Well, we'll have to catch up with Taryn.
Catch up with him next week.
To really get the feel of of everything going on in Sunset League, but we know we're hoping CDM, even though we're Sailors, we're hoping CDM pulls out this victory, represents well for the league, because we know Edison is crushing it right now.
Howard, before we sign off here on TarTV, keep it real with me. How far do you think the Sailors can go here in D6?
You know, that's what's tough. I always say this. I don't know if the Sailors can be consistent. You know what? We saw some great stuff tonight, but we also saw some mental errors. We saw defensive backs let guys run by them. So I don't know exactly how far, but I'm going to just start getting my ring size because I really think if we show the good stuff, CIF championship is the ceiling.
All right, here's our guy. We'll have Taryn on real quick. Taryn, you want to hop on with us, buddy? All right, joining us now, covers the Newport Harbor Sailors for multiple outlets, particularly Sunset Rewind. Taryn Rodriguez, follow him on Twitter at Taryn Rodriguez1. Taryn, I'm going to ask you the same question I just asked Howard. How far can Newport Harbor go in the postseason?
They can go as far as they want to, as long as they play their game and they run their offense smoothly. The offense really impressed me, and the defense came up big in the second half. It looked like this was going to be a shootout, but Newport Harbor eventually tweaked it a little on defense, and they really came up big. It was basically a chess match, and all Newport Harbor is saying is checkmate.
Absolutely. Well, I agree with you, Taryn. I think the sky's the limit for the Sailors this season if they take care of business, but I've got my eyes on some of these other Sunset League teams. I don't know if you've seen the scores, but it looks like we're doing good tonight. Any thoughts on the other teams?
Yeah, Edison is really impressing despite all of its circumstances. Last I checked from Corona Del Mar, they had an interesting situation, and it looked like they were trailing, but I need to get an update on that. But we'll see how Corona Del Mar does. We'll see how the chips fall and see who's in, who's on to the quarterfinals. I feel there's going to be a good presence for the Sunset League when it comes to football. And
Absolutely.
I'm liking it.
Absolutely. We love that. Let's bring it back to this game real quick before we sign off. Taryn, if you were giving out a Player of the Game award or a Game Ball trophy, who would you give it to tonight for Newport Harbor?
I mean, you can give it to practically anybody. It's so tough to tell. I mean, you can give it to Hayden Farley and Henry Slater, who stepped up. You could also give it to Josiah Lamarque and Cashton Henjum, AJ Gutron Moore. The defense as a whole stepped up, and all in all, it was just a full team effort, and you have to love it if you're a Newport Harbor fan.
Couple of touchdown catches for Cashton Henjum, 2 touchdowns for Josiah Lamarque, including one to open the game on special teams. Hayden Farley had an 80-yard TD run. The Sailors' offense, defense, special teams, all 3 dimensions of the team fully realized tonight. Your final 38-28 here from Davidson Field, and we might be back. I'm not sure. I believe the way the bracket shakes out that we will host another game here next week, either between Campbell Hall or Santa Barbara, the Dons from the Mission League, or actually, what league are they in? The Channel League. And we'll be back here in 1 week, hopefully. So
actually, if Campbell Hall wins, Newport Harbor's here at home. But if Santa Barbara wins, then big oof, as that game's going to be at Santa Barbara.
Well, I got to book my Amtrak ticket and head on up to the 805 because that sounds like a good time. Well, we'll be somewhere next week. Sailors punch their ticket to the CIF D6 quarterfinals. Thank you to everybody who tuned in tonight on TarTV, for all the players, parents, and coaches here at Newport Harbor and in the Sunset League, for our TarTV crew, John Hoist, Trixie, Sydney, all the students that help out, and, of course, for our principal, Sean Bolton, athletic director, Jerry Murray, and for my broadcast partner, Howard Kroom. This is Alex Crawford saying, from Davidson Field to the Bell Tower, from the senior lot to the pool deck, you've been watching Newport Harbor CIF D6 football on TarTV. Go Sailors.